Okay. Live. Good morning. It's the 21st of May. It's Yayuna. I'm not riding my bike right now. I'm going to get on my bike and exercise in a little bit. Having a little bit of a tough morning with my tummy's acting up, and I was like, what's wrong with me today? I'm like feeling a little off. And then I realized, oh, um, there, I'm not going to wear my glasses right now because nobody's riding anyway, so. Well, someone's here. Good morning. I'm not quite writing right now. I'll write on my own today. Um, just not feeling well and kind of having a rough day. But I hope you're having a good day today. I put my glasses on so that if you write anything, I can acknowledge you. I hope your day is going well. You have a good start to it. Or if you're on the other side of the world, the day's been beautiful for you. I'm trying to do this in landscape. It seems so weird now that I've gotten used to live streaming in portrait. It seems a little off to me. I don't know. How does it look to you? Does it look right? Ooh, there's people on. Hi, good morning. Love it. Hi, Teresa. How are you? Good morning. Here, here's here's Sadie Camp for a minute. Hi, 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 Sadie. Say hi. She's she's just relaxing next to me. So we went and well, Jason went to the store, to the pet food store, and we found something we could afford. It's not quite that list you sent us. Ooh, but it's a start, so we'll see. Um, so today's our first official day of the different dog food. So we'll see how she does. She loved it so far. I think any little bit helps. Yeah. Um, he talked to the people there about the hot, cold, and neutral meats. So we'll see how that goes. And found a kibble with the least amount of fillers that we could afford right now. So, yeah. She's a good girl. Sadie. Sadie. She likes to just cuddle. She's a cuddle bug. She'll wiggle and she gets all excited with strangers. Once she knows you, she's calm. She's a calm girl. But when she gets excited, she's a wiggle butt. When we first got her, she would Jason's sister would arrive, and he loves her so much. She's awesome with animals. She'd pee herself. Not his sister, Sadie. she'd be so excited. She just couldn't help it. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna try. No, it's set up already for horizontal. It's kind of hard to read what people are writing, so um oh yes, I'm petting you. I'm petting you. She's here. Let me see. There you go. Hi. Sadie says hi. She's like, I'm getting petted. I'm sitting on the couch. I'm taking over the couch. That blanket right there, that's her blanket on the floor. So Grammy and Papa gave her that blanket. That's her favorite blanket. Was it a week and a half ago? I grabbed it. I was gonna wash it. She followed me down the hall like, what are you doing with my blanket? And she just had this look on her face of like, when I put it in the washing machine. Oh, what's it say? Oh no. Happy to help and share my knowledge of what I have learned and dealt with Shakira. Ah, it's making your what you wrote invisible really fast when we rescued her, says Teresa. Yeah. I'll be honest. I mean, my stomach is acting up and it hurts, but I think I'm just having a rough couple of days. So this week, the thing is, I can't find my mom's death certificate. And she died when I was a kid. And when my mom passed away, just a whole bunch of stuff happened. And I went from California to Michigan, and I don't think I've ever shared exactly what happened in my past. I wasn't allowed to my mom's funeral. Neither of us were, my sister and I. At the time, I don't know. I don't know what the adults in our lives were thinking, but we weren't allowed to say goodbye that way. So, and the days kind of run together for me, 40 years ago. But this week is the 40-year anniversary of my mother's death. She was 31. And yeah, I don't know. I've been feeling kind of like, wow, it's been 40 years, and wonder what she would think of me. I know she would totally be proud of my sister. I have a sister who lives in Canada, in Montreal. I think I've mentioned it before. And she teaches French as a second language. And I'm super duper proud of her. I think our mom would have been really, really proud of her. So, I don't know. I think my mom would be proud of me too right now. I don't know. She'd probably be like, okay, you need to take care of yourself. But I don't know. I'm feeling kind of, what's the word? I don't know. Melancholy. A little sad. Um, nothing horrible. I mean, I've lived longer without her than with her. So it's just kind of, yeah, just I don't know. I think I should just make myself get on the exercise bike and make myself ride, and that'll get the endorphins going. you know. I don't know. I know, And then I don't know, just like this past weekend, I was thinking about everything I've gone through in my life. There's been times I wanted to make a video and share about my past, really share. Um, but I know it's upset my family when I shared stuff before. Um, you know, I'm not ashamed of what I've gone through. I've made it through. Um, yeah, we all have struggles. We all have struggles. Good morning, nature. How are you? How are you? By the way, when I went back, when I asked you about that song on that one video, you put that you thought that maybe it was Don Williams, but I didn't get hadn't written the name of the song. And what I did is I downloaded like two, and then my Jason had another app where you can play a song and it'll listen to it and tell you. None of the apps could figure out who sang the song or what the name of the song is. So, yeah, yeah. Um, I'm just sharing, I edited that comment because it's wrong. Oh, okay. Okay. So I can go back and look to see who it is. Is the name of the song on it? It's just such a lovely song. I really do love it. I'm gonna be, honest. I'm just talking about my tummy's not feeling well today, so that's why I'm not writing. And this week is 40 years since my mom passed away. I was 11. My younger sister was 6. And in my editing app, it says Down the Road by John Houlihan. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you. I think I'm gonna put that on blast today and listen to it. You know, it's I really connected to that song. Thank you. Thank you. John Houlihan, Down the Road. Okay. Because it's such a pretty song. Um, I think I'm more thinking out loud today, and you know, I don't know. Yeah, I'm just so. When I was 11, my mom passed away. Before that, I had grown up in California. You having a rough day today, or is your tummy hurting? I hope you feel better. But I think I think part of my issue is that this week is the 40-year anniversary. And I don't know, you stop and think. I know when way back when I turned 31, so that was 20 years ago, okay? On my 31, on my 31st birthday, I remember waking up and feeling weird. Nature says, but it's weird because when I searched YouTube, it doesn't. Ah, it doesn't appear. Okay. But when I turned 31, it was a really, really, really rough day. Because my mom died at 31, and I had nothing to compare my life to, because up to that point, every day I'd been like, would my mom be proud of me? Would my mom be proud of me? And I had something to compare to. Oh, thank you. So sorry. Sorry to hear that. So sad. Um, you know, uh, my life has been kind of, well, we all, I'm sure she is very proud of you. Oh, thank you. She'd be like shaking her head, I think. She shook her head at me a lot. I got yelled at a lot. I was not your typical Hispanic child. You know, I was always getting into trouble. My mom died when I was 6 years old, says, oh, I'm Nature. I'm so sorry. You were the age my sister was. Yeah, and that was rough for her. So, for reasons unknown, when I was a child, my mom hid me from my father. I don't know. It was 70s, 80s. And she just up and hid me from my father. Spanish was my first language because my mom was from Mexico. And she even took me down to Hermosillo, Sonora, Mexico before school started. But I was back in time for school, and I had learned some English by then. I had last seen my dad when I was 3. So from 3 till 11, my dad couldn't be in the picture. I don't know what happened between them. I don't know her reasoning behind it. And then when I was 11 and a half, 11 and a few months, my mom passed away. And my family, they had always made sure I knew about my dad because my mom had gotten remarried and she had my sister, and I was, my stepdad, and he was from Mexico, and I called him Papi, which is daddy. And my mom, I don't know, my mom thought I'd forgotten about my dad. And my family would tell me about my dad, but then they would tell me, don't tell your mom you know. Don't let your mom know. And especially don't tell her that we're telling you about him. But they would always tell me, you're not his daughter. You have a different father. And so when my mom passed away, my mom's family took it upon themselves and, hi, friend. How are you? Thank you, Alessia. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. See you later. I'm working now. Thank you. Yes, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you. Thank you, Alessia. Always kind. always kind. You're appreciated. And if anyone else is here and you need to go, you don't have to stay. I appreciate people even stopping by for 3 minutes, 5 minutes, just stopping by for a short while because, you know, life life is happening, right? And there's so many people we want to support. And then, and then if you're a content creator, there's stuff you want to do too. So, if you have to get going, please don't ever feel bad about, you know, the fact that you only stop by for this amount of time. You stop by and I'm appreciative. So, if you have to go, you have to go, okay? But sorry, I have crusties. Anyways, so they found my dad, and it was after my mom passed away, but before she was buried. So that week, because here in the US, it usually takes about a week for funeral stuff to happen. It's like not like in Mexico where people are buried within 24 to 48 hours because um, they don't do stuff to the body, right? They keep them in a cold, cold, cold building, and you do the wake and then whatever, then you bury them. But my dad, they they were able to contact. They remembered the name of my aunt's husband. Well, by then he was her ex-husband, and this is before internet. They found his phone number. He was still in California, and they called him, and in broken English, they told him what happened to my mom, and he ended up calling my family up in Michigan, who my aunt, his ex-wife, who then called my dad, who then called back, and he came down. And at first, my dad tried asking just for me back. And I don't know what all happened. Again, I wasn't part of the conversation. Um, he asked for me back from my stepfather. My stepfather didn't want to give me up. He'd been raising me, and it's crazy because my stepfather didn't do it. I mean, obviously he'd been privy to it. He should have. I don't know. You know, uh, it's crazy. You never know what happened. You never know what went on behind closed doors. But he was refusing. So one day after school, um, after my mom's funeral, it was like a day or two, I got out of school. Yeah, we never know, right? We never know. Um, it's such a crazy story because you know everybody loves their child and they're trying to do the best they can. Obviously, at the same time, I think there was selfishness, right? There was selfishness involved, and they couldn't. I really don't know. I can't remember, you know. But I got out of class, and I was you know, right across the street from the school. My aunt lived there, and I was staying with my aunt because our mom had passed away. And so, not my aunt that raised me. This is another aunt. This is my mom's sister, not my dad's sister. I have a convoluted story. um, so I come out of school and I'm walking down the path, coming out of school, the little sidewalks they had. And this is in California. It's an old school. And out front was my nana, my grandma. And my nana was like, in Spanish. I'm not going to say it in Spanish, but she said it in Spanish, obviously. She's like, come on, we're going to Market Basket. I was like, what? She's like, come on, we're going to the store. And I was like, okay. And so we started walking. And at that time was the last time I saw my younger sister until, oh my goodness, I was in my 30s. We were walking away, and I remember my little sister coming out, skipping out. She had her little braids, because they always did her little hair in braids. She was definitely very Hispanic looking child, just always beautiful to me. And she's like, I want to come with you. And my nana saying, no, you stay. And my little sister just like, my nana saying, we'll be back. And my nana's like, come on, let's go. And I was like, okay. So we walked. And of course, for me, I've always been a heavier girl. I was always chubby. Always, 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 always. Except for a year of my life, a year or two. We started walking down this road, down the street, and turned left and then headed straight and went a few blocks. And then when we got to the main road, which was off of the Pacific Coast Highway, because this was in Long Beach, California, instead of going left to go to the Market Basket, we went to the right. And I remember going, Nana, we're going the wrong way. And she's like, shh, come on, let's go, hurry up. And I was like, Nana, we're going the wrong way. Where are we going? Dad, come on, let's go. And we walked. And it seemed to me, because I was a kid, I was tired. She was your typical Hispanic. My nana was Hispanic. Well, she was raised in Mexico. She was born in Arizona. She was actually native, but Yaqui, which is the Sonoran Desert. So it's Mexico and U.S. The desert that comes across and there. And so she was Yaqui. She was Native American too, and very stoic. My nana was very stoic. She's just, come on, let's go. And I was like, Nana, we're going the wrong way. She's like, come on, vámonos, apúrate, hurry up. And we walked, and it seemed to me like we walked for miles, but it wasn't for miles. It was maybe 1 mile, mile and a half, to be honest. It really was. It wasn't that far. But to me, after being at school all day and having gone through everything I went through, we'd gone through with my mom, I was exhausted. I was like, I didn't know where we were going. She wasn't telling me anything. And then we got to this corner. And we were I actually looked it up and found it on Google Maps. We ended up stopping where across the street, kitty corner from Bob's Big Boy in Long Beach. And all of a sudden, my Nana stopped. We stopped at this corner, and she's, and I'm like, "Oh, Nana, what are we doing?" You know, in Spanish, of course. I was, "¿Qué estamos haciendo, Nana? What are we doing?" And she just pulls out her her pack of cigarettes, and my Nana always hid her cigarettes in her socks because she thought she was hiding her smoking from my tata, my grandpa. Everyone knew she smoked, but she wouldn't smoke around him. She kept her socks and her lighter in her cigarettes and her lighter in her socks. And she lit up a cigarette, and you know, afterwards I realized that she'd been trembling, you know. And stop, that, get that. Just keep still. Just, you know, chill. You know, she's telling me to chill out. And I was like, okay. We just stood there. It seemed like forever. It was probably only 5 minutes because it had been timed. Then a car pulls up and stops right there at the corner. And this is a busy street, and they pulled over and stopped, and the door popped open, and literally, you guys, my Nana pushed me into the car and did the sign of the cross over me and slammed the door. And I'm 11 and a half, you know, and I'm like, what? I didn't know what was going on. My Nana did not tell me. She didn't tell me what was happening. She just pushed me in the car, did the sign of the cross, told me, God bless you, be with you, slams the door shut, and the car takes off. And it was a very 70s car. It was green. It was a two-door hatchback looking car, a little bit longer because it had a back seat. And when I looked, the driver was someone I recognized. He was actually one of my mom's cousins who lived in Pasadena. And in the back seat, because I guess I should tell you guys, my dad, when he came down to ask for me, the first time I saw him was coming out of school, and I saw my Aunt Lourdes walking with this man, and to me, he seemed so tall, you know, tall and slender. He was really, really tall to me because I was used to being around Hispanic people, and I was taller than my mom already, and my aunts, and even my aunt's husband. I was almost the same height with my stepfather, you know, because they were all shorter people. So to me, my dad, who's 6 foot tall, seemed very, very tall. And I see her walking with this man walking up to me, you know, the sidewalk, and I just knew it was my dad. So I got to see him for like 5 minutes because they had to let me get to the house because everyone knew what times we got out. My stepfather was going to be at the house, I guess, you know, at the apartments over there. So, and that's when my stepfather had approached my dad, I guess, or my dad had approached my stepfather, and my stepfather had said no. So they didn't want to cause too much of a commotion or throw anything off. So, yeah, it was really, it was weird. So, I'm in the car and I look back in the back seat and there's so that cousin, his wife was in there too, and in the back seat was also my dad. And we're speeding off. This is something like from a movie, guys. And I promise you it's true. Um, my dad had to kidnap me to take me, to get me back. Basically, since my dad had gone to a lawyer, I guess, at the time, and this was in the 80s, 1984. And because he hadn't stayed in California and fought for me more, it was going to be hard for him to fight for me and go up against my stepfather who had been in the picture. Even though my mom had hid me back then. You know, nowadays, a parent doesn't do that. That's totally illegal. You know, they can get in trouble for that. But back in 1984, when all this happened, um, it was going to be hard for my dad to get custody of me. And what his lawyer, this is what I've been told by my family. I've never spoken with that lawyer, so I don't know. This is what I've been told. The lawyer basically encouraged my dad, the best thing you can do is just take her back. Just take her. And take her back to Michigan with you. So my dad did. And so we drove from Long Beach to Pasadena. And we spent the night in Pasadena. And we got on a Greyhound bus in Pasadena. And this is before Amber Alerts. And this is before, you know, he decided we're not going to take an airplane because, you know, if they can find out that my dad had an airplane ticket out, you know, they could have, I don't know. Basically, we rode a bus from Pasadena all the way to Las Vegas, Nevada. And in Las Vegas, caught an airplane to Michigan. Yeah. And so that's the first part of everything that happened to me. You know, so I've had a very crazy, even, you know, even beginning of life. And, but even then, you know, you'll be back. It's okay. I'm going to get going anyways. I've been on for 38 minutes. I just felt like talking and sharing some of my story, because I don't know, just I'm thinking of my mom. You know, obviously she wasn't perfect. Obviously she made some mistakes and did some things that she shouldn't have done. I don't know. Oh, you're back? Welcome back. But yeah, it's okay. How's your sushi dog? How's Sushi doing? Did you see my Sadie? Wait, where'd Sadie go? Oh, Sadie's laying down right here on the floor because my honey is making some food. So she's there just in case. Sushi is sleeping. So Sadie, well, she's pretending to sleep, but she's got like one paw from the living room into the She's fine. She's like ready just in case. Just in case some food falls. I'm here. I'm here to be the vacuum. But anyways, I think that's enough sharing for today. I am, yeah. But I've been definitely thinking on my mom today. And I'm so sorry. I'm having internet problems as always. Keep going off. It's okay. It's okay. You know what? It's evening for you. Thank you for staying here and listening to me just rattle on. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Um, oh, good morning, Lassie Farm. I'm just getting ready to get offline. You found us. Good morning, Lassie Farm. I'm I wanted to get offline because I'm like, well, I've been sitting here just talking for 41 minutes. You know, nature, are you part of that community? You guys are so awesome. It's almost 9 p.m. for you. Oh my goodness. Nature, you don't have to stay. Lassie Farm, please. Yes, she's amazing. She is, isn't she? I think this whole new um, community I've found recently are so positive and definitely encouraging. Just, I'm thankful for you guys. Um, but for now, I'm gonna sign off. I feel like I've shared enough, and you know, I know, Lassie Farm. I will be on tomorrow to ride my exercise bike. I usually do my exercise bike every day. I'm having tummy issues, and then just this week has been a little bit hard for me. So it's been 40 years this week since my mom passed away, and so I was sharing my story of what happened at that time. But if I continue on with my story, then it goes on into what happened afterwards. And yeah, then it gets super duper sad for a while. But it didn't stay sad, you know. Altogether, I've been pretty blessed. At the end of the day, I realize I was, yes, my dad loves me. Um, our relationship hasn't been easy, but I love him. He loves me. You know, we've had a lot to overcome for sure. A lot to overcome. But I'm going to let you guys go. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. I love you. Thank you for listening. And we'll be on tomorrow. And today, I promise I'm going to get on my bike. Even if it's not with you guys watching, I am going to get on my bike and I'm going to ride. I mean, it may not be the full 30 minutes or it might be the full 30 minutes, but I will ride today and tomorrow we'll be back on, okay? I love you. Thank you for watching, okay? Have a blessed, wonderful day. Thank you for your support. For real, you guys, you're so supportive. I thank you. All right, have a blessed day. Bye.